The day is finally here. Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising is available for everyone to play, but your boy has had the opportunity to play the game for the past 3 days. There's a lot to unpack with Granblue Rising, but ultimately, I just want to give you guys my opinion on the full package itself and why you should give it a chance. To start, let's get into the content. Just like Street Fighter 6, Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising has some of the most content a fighting game can have to date, and in some cases even more. To start with the basics, Rising includes a complete RPG and beat 'em up like story filled with content from the previous game if you missed out on that, as well as a brand new third chapter to continue the Versus story. Now originally this was a co-op mode in the first game, allowing you to play the entire story with a friend, but at the moment the co-op feature seems to be unavailable at the time of re-recording this video. We do have a day 1 patch to drop when the game is officially released for everyone, so my hope is that this feature returns once the patch is available. But even with that said, this is still one of the best story mode experiences I've ever had in a fighting game. It remains true to its original source material and provides an overall experience that I believe more fighting games should take advantage of. Next, we have our traditional fighting game modes that everyone knows and loves. This is your arcade mode, your local versus, your training, your casual and ranked matches, and your open lobbies to play with any player that you want. Traditional fighting game players or players who have purchased fighting games in the past all know that these are very welcoming features that keeps life breathing throughout the lifespan of our fighting games, and the fact that all of this is accompanied with Rollback Netcode and crossplay on release is just insane. This sets up Granblue Fantasy Rising to be the best fighting game on release, right beside Street Fighter 6 and the upcoming Tekken 8. Oh, and we can't forget about Fall Guys. Yes, Granblue Rising has their own version of Fall Guys called Granbrews. This is probably one of the most exciting features added into a fighting game because it allows more fun content that doesn't require you to actually play a fighting game. I love when fighting games add these type of modes because the long path of growing and learning tends to be rough, and you tend to lose a lot of players over time because they become disinterested in the only thing that most fighting games offers, which is fighting people. Having modes like this a part of your game now makes them feel more and more like a fleshed out product, and it's just amazing to see that Granblue is one of the pillars within the community that is pushing this way forward for fighting games as a product. Now with all that said, have I already sold you on Rising? Yes? No? Well, what if I told you that regardless of your answer, it doesn't matter because Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising is free to play. Yes, Granblue Rising has a free to play version of the game that provides you limited access to the modes I mentioned before, but this free to play model is packaged in a way that it provides you enough content to truly decide if you want to purchase the full game, or it might just provide you everything that you need that you don't even need to buy it. Honestly, Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising is starting off really strong for a fighting game, and the fact that we already have a content roadmap for the future of the game is even better. We already have DLC announcements, more modes for Granbrews, a new story chapter, a new game mode, and just so much more on the way. I didn't even mention the fact that there are already character leveling to unlock customizations for your favorite Granbluer in the game. If you're familiar with MK1, this is pretty similar to the character mastery level system that's presented there. We also even have a battle pass system that's going to be bringing more character customization and even character costumes, which Granblue is the only modern day ArcSys title that has costumes in them. Not only is the content fire in Granblue Rising, but the overall gameplay changes have made it a much more enjoyable experience. I would say that Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising is a more aggressive game in comparison to the original one. It still keeps the core concepts of it being an anime Street Fighter, but it adds more anime-like things with the aggressiveness, which means like adding more ways to have combo routes with the characters, allowing them to get in a lot easier, and providing an overall new combat system for the game that is familiar but provides a new form of discovery for older and newer players. I love the changes that they made with how combat works within Granblue Fantasy Rising, and it just honestly makes it the perfect package all in all. I think most people would love to pick up this game just because it's like Street Fighter, but it's far enough from it that it still feels anime, and I think this is the perfect medium that people are truly looking for. If you like things like Guilty Gear Strive, if you enjoyed the first Granblue Fantasy Versus. Maybe DNF was your first one, and maybe you might be enjoying Street Fighter 6. I would say give Granblue Fantasy Versus gameplay a try, because I feel like that a lot of people would enjoy it for what it is, and it's pretty simple to pick up. The overall changes with making simple controls and traditional controls actually be pretty similar together, I think that lowers the barrier just a little bit for newer players to get into the game. But I also think there is a strong level of skill of being a really solid player and properly using both functionalities of controls at the same time, which overall keeps the competitive integrity for the game because everybody has access to it. You honestly can't go wrong with giving Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising a try, especially when its barrier of entry is non-existent. If you want to give Granblue Rising a try, I highly suggest downloading the free-to-play version of the game on whatever platform you want. Try out a couple of modes, play with your friends, and see if you love it. If you do, buy and support this amazing game that's changing the landscape for the foreseeable future. But if you don't, then you lost nothing but, I guess, time? If my thoughts truly weren't clear enough for you, yes, you need to play Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising. There's too much here to offer for you. And that's it for my initial impressions on Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising. I love the game a lot. It's super fun, and just be prepared to see more and more content on the channel for it, because this game has a very bright future, and I think that it will be one of the games just like Street Fighter 6, just like Tekken 8, that's going to show everybody what fighting games can truly offer. And I'm super happy that an anime fighting game, it can actually be one of those pillars to actually push the motive and the genre of fighting games as a whole. But if you got to the end of the video, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new, and also let me know down below if you are interested in Granblue, if you're going to be giving it a try with the free-to-play version, or if you already invested and bought the game. But I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.